see as we get to the grid. Hopefully I can get a good... Come on. Where are we? There we go. And it goes. The lights are coming on. It's the 5 red lights. And we are out. And the cars are moving. And we are underway in Monaco. And Menz has had a fantastic start. And there looks like to be movements all the way down the grid. Oh, there's already been a 3-way crash, I think, down the grid. And it's going to be Massey just behind Menz. It looks like Evo and Lofty were going side by side. And Evo takes P3 up Beau Rivage. And
Lofty's coming back at him.
Come together again. And Lofty's coming back. He thought he was in the barrier then, and it looks like the 2 AlphaTauris are now going side by side. As it looks like Dolphin makes the move. Lee is trying to get through up the inside, and there's wing damage there to, I think, Drastic Blaze and maybe James as well. James has to pull through, and it looks like, yes.
I thought someone else there also lost their wing. I think that might have been Golden Egg Fryer sustained a little bit of damage. I could be wrong, though.
There was a lot of wings there. There was a lot of wings. I didn't
yes, it was. And Dodgy has none. I don't think... No, it's not Dodgy. It's Zach's Beast has no ring, I should say.
It's been a bit of a mental start. There is no DNFs just yet. LSW Legend has fallen back. I reckon that could have been a spin in the tunnel. The McLarens are right at the back now as well. But it still looks pretty close. Apologies if you can hear the SLR mascot in all his glory at my front door. But we have got 2 penalties already, and that's going to be Teddy and Ski Man. We've got a few people coming into the
And look at this Golden Egg Fryer and Zach's Beast just causing this absolute gigantic train where Hicklin was just stuck behind them. He didn't have any damage himself. As now Chiara, it's not really an out there prediction massively, as Chiara's now gone up into P10, gone from last to 10th in 1 lap. That is...
I say, did she just overtake Hicklin into turn 1?
Yes, around the outside through Beau Rivage, I believe, and Hicklin just had nothing to do.
Well done, Chiara, up into the top 10 already from P17.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I mean, slightly helped by 6 drivers losing their wing on lap 1, but we'll ignore that.
We'll ignore that. Lofty is not has been the big loser really from the start. He had a... Well, he went side by side with Evo up through with Beau Rivage, and then from there he kind of just kept on losing positions. It was quite unlucky. But at the minute, it is going to be JD Menz from Massey, as we've had a crash, and it's SLR Teddy. That's at the swimming pool. Watch out as you come through. There's a severe collision as Jack has got a 5-second
He's got no wing either. He's got no wing.
Is that... Watch it. Oh, that was well done, Chiara.
Oh
no, Hicklin's hit him. I knew that was going to happen. Hicklin has hit Teddy, and Hicklin is out as well. Watch out, Drastic Blaze. Please don't hit him. As I said, ghosting is off. I can't stress that enough.
Drastic Blaze nearly.
Well done. Ski Man's going way too fast for that, and that's another crash. And there goes Golden Egg Fryer as well. No!
Oh, James!
No. James has gone as well. Zach's Beast has managed to get through. And the last one, it's only a VSC. It's a 5-man crash. And it's only a VSC. On lap 2, most of the cars getting cleared now. LSW Legend is up to P12. And oh my word.
sorry, I've completely lost all composure there, because... What is that I have just seen? What is that I've just seen? Just
I have
driver after driver.
Oh my gosh!
That is a gigantic crash.
Ridiculous. That was a massive crash.
It was a crash that just kept on going. It kept on going for a good 40 seconds, and people just piled in. And if I'm being honest, head Division 2 steward. Oh, hang on a minute, Massey has done.
Massey's got Menz. Massey's got Menz perfectly. I was on board with Menz as he did it. Massey's got Menz on the restart. Fantastic.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Massey. That is what Matt Southern did to me at go-karting when we were there. He got me off the lights. I wasn't looking, and it went green, and he got past me there. That is perfect description of what happened there. But that was just I just wanted to explain.
Hicklin's saying that it needs a restart. Hicklin's saying that it needs a restart, ghosting off, and it's just like, that's something you should be aware of, to be honest. That is a rule that is in the lobby.
So,
and
Maxwell said this. That was shades of the big crash in the elite division last season.
Yeah, absolutely.
With when he got his puncture. Is it on the very late on?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest here, like each of those drivers that came up to that crash, you see yellow flags there, you see carnage, whatever, and I think like head steward from Division 2 ARL Tooman last year, like had a very good point. Be careful make sure that you slow under yellow flags. That is why you slow under yellow flags, even
100%.
Because otherwise you can just end your race like that, and that's just what has happened.
Yeah.
And everyone's just come piling into that incident and showing absolutely no awareness for cars scattered across the track, and they're now out of the race.
Yeah, I have no words at all for what has just happened there. That is kind of what you do face when there is no ghosting, and I did stress before the race, ghosting is off, so please watch out if there's yellow flags, and that is quite frankly what didn't happen, and that is what happens when there is when ghosting is off and people go full pelt through yellow flag sections. You've kind of got to be aware. You've got to be aware of what's been happening. There would have been a notification come up on their screen to say that there has been a crash. Yeah, I mean, it was shown there. So, I mean, you had the likes of Chiara and Legend who saw, well...
There's another yellow flag.
Dodgy's out. Dodgy's gone. Dodgy was flying. He set the fastest lap of the race, and he's crashed at the swimming pool as well. And we're down to 11 already.
12. We're down to 12 at the moment. There's
11 now because of Dodgy.
Oh, yep.
Look, that looks very similar to the crash I had. I think he's hit that curb on the left at the first part of swimming pool. What's that called? Louis Chiron, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. As Chiara's got a 3-second penalty, that might have been a bit of distraction from what had happened ahead, but that's not a massive deal. I'm sure Chiara can push on and look at that. We are one away from we're one away from everyone scoring points by just finishing the race, and I wouldn't be surprised. We've only got another matter of 33 laps to go, but
one thing I will say though is, it's like, if the safety car is on standard, then if the safety car is on reduced, then
I think Zach Isbis has just got past Chiara.
Yeah, Chiara's got wing damage. Chiara's got a bit more wing damage. That might be right. As Jamie Mendes pitted very early from the mediums, or whether he's got damage as well.
We'll go on board with him and see.
It is a wing change.
Have they got a wing for him? They have got a wing. Oh yeah, he had a no end plate on either side. Drastic Blaze has now got a penalty as well, and the gaps are beginning to form.
Oh, it's
the closest gaps.
Not quite like it was last night, where there was about a 15-second gap between everybody.
But we may get to that a little bit later on. Going around. I mean, Dolphin's not far off of Evo. Has Evo got a bit of damage? No, Evo's good. I'm kind of trying to be as aware as possible, but it does mean Amassi has got a big lead and could be currently on course. No commentators curse. Charlie has said, has there been a massive crash? Only just to turn the stream on. Yes, there was. There was a 5-way crash on lap 2, which was mental, it must be said. Sometimes that can be called for a restart. That is down to the admins to decide that, to which two of them are the only two. Well, two of them that are racing. The only two that are racing are still racing as it stands, so they're still in the race. One of which is going to be the head admin SLR Leah, who's currently in P4. He's had a decent start, 3 positions.
And he's
I'm going to go
just about 3 seconds away from Evo as well, who has a penalty. Oh, as Chiara hits the wall and then makes a bit of contact with Evo. Oh, hopefully Evo's not received damage from that. Chiara's not having a good time at all down in P10 with multiple wing changes, and it's now kind of in that position where a lot of cars are going to come up to lap the McLaren driver.
You say that, but as long as Chiara lets through Leah very soon, she'll have a bit of a gap. because that is the gap where it's the top 4 that have pitted so far, that have not pitted, I should say, so far. Everyone else has at least done one stop, and there goes Chiara letting Leah through there. And so
nice,
there is a little bit of a gap now.
Nice healthy gap of 17 seconds.
Next car along is Menz, who's going through the tunnel. So that's held up. That has kind of troubled Leah a little bit, as he is now out of that 3-second window off of Evo. But somebody who is not, and in fact even closer, is SLR Dolphin.
Dolphin running in P3 at the moment, and Evo's he's making mistakes ahead of him, and could only be a matter of time before Dolphin potentially has a shot at Evo. Evo's got a lot of understeer. I wonder whether he's got damage here.
Has he got damage?
I wonder whether he has. I don't know whether he does.
It might be like a bit of side pod or rear wing or something that maybe it's not, well, at least maybe just a little bit of damage that's not visible. I've noticed you can get, there's a lot of people who have been struggling with that, and I know I was the case with, I can't remember what, there was somewhere, I think I was doing a race sim beforehand, before the race yesterday, and Jeff will tell you that there's damage, but on the MFD it doesn't look like it, but around Monaco it is horrendous to drive when you've got a little bit, just a tiniest little bit of damage, as Evo gets a little bit out of shape coming out of the Nouvelle Chicane, but I think he's all good. Again, so far it has been absolute scenes, it is fair to say. Dolphin chasing down Evo, he's just trying to find a move, he's definitely quicker. I think Evo has got a bit of damage because he's dropping back massively to Massey, who, don't forget, is on the mediums. It won't be too long until they start pitting. I believe the pit window's around lap 11 to lap 13.
Yeah.
And they may even start pitting on this lap, and the 2 people that are doing so is Chiara and Legend.
Both for damage once again.
Yeah, looks like Chiara's getting a bit of damage, but as long as Chiara stays in the race, and that'll be good for me, and I'll be a happy man.
I am at the moment a happy man at the Williams team.
One driver is out, unfortunately. The other one is in the lead, and so yeah.
Ooh, as SLR Jack has come a cropper clearly again and has lost his wing.
It's not what we want to hear, as it looks like Legend has got to get out of the way of Zaki's Beast just to kind of show what the gaps are, as Dolphin has now got a penalty as well. I've noticed that track limits are very hard, and I feel like what is a big influence on your track limits and the penalties, if you get especially around here, is if you get a warning very early on, you become very cautious of it.
And then
when really you get plays on your mind a bit.
When you get
Evo, it looked like I have a big lock up at Raskas. I don't think it'll be enough because I think Dolphin went quite wide there as well. But yeah, Leah has pitted. He's caused a pit window. Has he got damage?
No, he doesn't.
He has. Are they changing his wing? I don't think so.
As there's a yellow flag, there's a crash. That's
Legend. Legend is out of the session. We'll try and ride on board with the next person. Lofty has sped into the pits. I wonder if he's maybe picked up a bit of damage as well. Hopefully we'll be able to see what has happened.
And interestingly, Leah's come out quite a way by...
Oh, it's right on the racing line. I don't have a clue what has happened there. But Jack is coming through now. I believe, is he a lap down already from the leader? No, he's not. He's about to get lapped, I believe, by Massey. But we are down to 10 drivers, and it is 11 laps into this race. That kind of just shows it is really just the survival of the fittest here, and who kind of knows the track the best, who's managed. Or sometimes it's just down to pure luck, as we saw with that big crash earlier. There wasn't really much room unless you were going at snail's pace. Evo has pitted as well. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out.
He does have a front wing change, so clearly there was damage that we didn't see.
Gaps.
That we didn't see. And one person
that would
now,
explain that gap.
one person now who's been flying since he got that wing change is Jaylee Menz, and Jaylee Menz is actually going to come out in P2 here once everyone makes their pit stops.
Yeah,
despite that wing change,
I think it'll be quite close to see where Massey comes out when Massey does eventually pit, because Menz is going to be in a plenty bit of clean air, as it looks like it is the case.
Of course, Massey is maybe going to potentially try and stretch these mediums out to go on the softs as well. And I mean, if he's not careful, then he could be coming under threat from men's.
Yeah, and not just that as well, with the mediums, as I'm sure they will be eventually starting to fade that little bit. And, yeah, be starting to fade just that little bit. And I would expect that those men's, for instance, and maybe Leah and Evo, who have just pitted, they are going to be quite fast as well. Be interested to see where Dolphin comes out. He's just pitted from P2. I would expect probably just ahead of Leah, maybe in that gap, that small gap between Leah and men's. So it should be P3 hopefully for Dolphin, but we'll see. It depends how much he was held back from Evo and his damage early on.
It's going to be close between Dolphin and Leah. Very close between Dolphin and Leah. Leah is undercut him. Leah's undercut him.
Leah's undercut him, and Evo's getting quite close as well. In fact, if he's got a better exit, which it looks like
he sweeps past. That's
done it.
Brilliant.
I had a really dodgy camera angle, so I didn't get it, but well done, SLR Evo. He's managed to get through just, and he got the purple sector 1, so he is flying on his new set of tyres. As someone who does set the fast lap of the races, SLR Lofty. Well done to him. Yes, and this is kind of where we do get into almost a bit of boring, but we do have a 3-car train coming, which makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
3 as well.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest here, like, Lofty's had a little bit of a mare there on his soft tyres. He probably kind of was lulled into a false sense of security, seeing cars around him with damage, well, Evo with damage, and Leah a few seconds back. Probably thought, oh, I can go on to a newer set and be fine, but now he's suddenly behind these two, and when it looked like it maybe be on for a podium, he's now down in 5th.
I'm wondering, has Men's got a bit of damage? Yes, he has. In fact, I've just come on board with him, and he's just smacked the wall at Saint Devant, and look at that. It's now a 1.6 second gap and going further down.
Yes, and Leah's going to be past him pretty much instantly here, and Men's have surely got a pit.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. Men's will need to pit at the end of this lap. I think that damage is very big, and this is a massive train now. And Massey is going to be loving this. As I thought Leah might have just hit the wall there.
He did. I think he's gotten away with it. I think he's gotten away with it.
Yeah, I think he's gotten away with it. But somebody who... Look at that,
Evo's really racy here. He's really
and he's
racing.
Gone for a move. That's going to be a bit interesting. I think he's made it stick.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I think Leah do it.
Evo.
That was amazing
and
stuff.
And Menz has now lost his whole wing.
Go.
He's now lost his whole wing.
Just be patient, Evo. Be patient.
You don't need to go for a move here. You don't need to go for a move.
He's gone for it. He's gone wide. And Leah could be looking... No, I think he's good. I'm going to watch on board with Dolphin as this battle continues. The P2 now. Leah, of course, is going to have the slight advantage of the fact that he does not currently have a penalty. I wonder if he maybe got a warning from that dive from Evo into the Nouvelle Chicane. I'm just looking round. Drastic Blaze and Zaki's Beast is going to be another close battle for currently for P5.
As Jaylee Menz
again, not with a penalty.
Jaylee Menz getting that damage twice has really just royally screwed his race. He's now down to P8.
Yeah, he will definitely, as long as he keeps his nose clean, he will stay in that position 100% for the rest of the race.
This is the yellow flag in sector 3, and that is SLR Jack, who is having a little bit of a spin. I say a little bit of a spin,
You'll need to watch out because I think it's Massey and Chiara coming through. It is. Chiara is now 2 laps down as well, by the way. She just unlapped herself on Jack. Everyone had lapped her, and Jack is all over the place, it seems. In fact, never mind. I thought I was seeing something else. I thought something. I was wrong. We're going to go back on board with this battle. Well, what was a battle for P2, and I'm looking at that. Well, that gap is coming down. It is. So Evo, on those fresh mediums, is going to be flying now. If he can keep it out of the wall, there we go, fastest lap of the race. I'm not surprised at all. He looks very quick indeed, this SLR Evo.
Yeah.
If he really pushes, I reckon he could see himself in the lead of this race when Massey pits.
I think, to be honest, Massey, he's got such a gap now that he's if he thinks that he is under risk at all from getting overtaken by Evo, then he'll pull in for those hards rather than stretching it out to the softs.
Yeah, I think that would, if he does feel very under threat, which at the minute he's probably not, but I can see that time is coming out. I wonder if Massey's just thinking about cruising around the track at the minute, which kind of looks to be the case. He's kind of got a bit of a train behind him as well of lapped cars. But, that might just be the fact that he's on slightly. I don't think he's got.
He's on very used tyres, obviously 16 lap old, and new tyres make so much difference here because if you just miss an apex, then that just compromises your next 3 or 4 corners.
Yeah, 100%. It is all about kind of, if you know the track well, you're gonna do well around Monaco, and that tends to be the case with a lot of tracks. To be fair, Leah's actually gained a fair bit on Evo. I wonder if Evo may have had a slight slap against the wall because he's lost quite a bit of time to Massey as well. I say that he did, and now he's actually gaining that time back again. So I wonder if maybe he just made a little bit of a mistake.
One thing I will note with Evo is that his fuel light is flashing. His yellow fuel light is flashing.
That is very early.
It started flashing about 5 or 10 laps ago, actually, but now come to think of it, it's like he's going to have to do a lot of lift and coast and fuel saving, otherwise...
That's a lot.
Otherwise,
we're not even halfway through this race.
Otherwise, he is in real danger. All that means is that he's got less than the ideal amount of fuel and is negative,
Yes.
so he will still be able to fuel save, but how much in the negative is he? And how many positions could he lose because of it?
That is a very interesting one.
We saw Elite, of course, run out of fuel last night, but...
Evo's fuel is negative 0.3, according to Clutzy. Maybe you could see it on board. Can you see it on board with him? Potentially. Unless he maybe knows. Maybe he's race engineering or something. Yeah, there's only a few drivers. There's only 4 drivers without penalties now, and that is 2 of the top 3, Massey and Leah. We've got Zach's Beast in P5, and we've got Jack in P9, who is, of course, a lap.
I think it was just a temporary blip from Evo, as now suddenly the gap's gone up to about 5 seconds to Leah.
I wonder if it maybe was just a little bit of a mistake. Maybe he hit.
And the gap's gone down to 20.
Noticed.
And the gap's gone down to 25 to Massey as Massey peels into the pits.
Goes Massey.
Does Massey have damage?
Realised the gap.
Does Massey have damage as well? Because he lost 3 seconds just suddenly to Evo in the last couple of laps.
He was just stupidly quick. No, he's not doing it. But yeah, we thought that might have been the case, and he's putting on a set of hards. That's what you were saying earlier. You reckon he might just put on a set of
sensible
hards
decision.
and cover off Evo.
Track position is key, and the only reason he'd go for those softs is to try and get fastest lap later on in the race. But now he's kept his lead, and it is still a solid 6-second lead over Evo, so
yeah, that's
nothing to worry about at the moment for Massey.
Yeah, as long as he keeps it out of the barriers, that should be his. I mean, we'll have a bit of time. I reckon Evo will still catch a little bit while Massey's tyres get up to temperature. Lofty's had another pit. I wonder if that might be for damage. Dolphin and Leah are still nose to tail.
One thing I will say about them,
Casino.
They lost 1.5 seconds to Zach's Beast last lap, despite Zach's Beast being on 17 lap old hards.
I wonder if maybe
Zach's
they had
got
a bit
decent
of maybe Dolphin tried a lunge on one of them, or maybe Leah even has got damage and he's holding Dolphin up big time. That could also be the case. Doesn't look it, but that might be why they're losing so much time. It doesn't look it.
Zach could potentially
together.
Zach could potentially, together with Evo's potential running out of fuel later on this race, and of course this pace he's got over Leah and Dolphin, Zach could potentially, after being absolutely nowhere with no wing at the end of lap 1, be on for a podium here. If he keeps this up.
Yeah, literally anything can happen in this race still. That's what Klutzy was saying in the stream chat. He said he still wouldn't put it past Kiara to get P3 at the rate that this is going. But to be fair, it's been quite quiet since Legends crash. What was that, about lap 10? Around there, I think, when we got it, and Jack has got a penalty. That I think is one of maybe his second penalty of the night. I'm not quite 100% sure. Yeah, Zach is closing. I think Leah may have a little bit of damage that we can't see.
Yeah, either that or he is just going as cautiously as humanly possible.
Yeah, that could also be the case. Maybe he's just thinking, I'm just going to hold Dolphin behind me as much as possible. As it stands, I've got a podium on my hands. I might as well just chill.
But Dolphin he keeps on getting closer, and at some point, could Leah let his guard down and Dolphin sneak through? As another driver who can
very hard to overtake here.
Another driver that can end up catching up is Menz. As Menz is nearly on the back of Zach.
That's expected. Menz is the pole driver. Of course, he does have a penalty, but as you saw, he had a bit of a clatter with the barriers, and so he's down in P6, which is not ideal. But we keep on going. And yeah, it's a very tough situation here with Dolphin and Leah, because he was probably hoping that he could get out ahead of Leah, and that wasn't the case for Dolphin. Maybe I think if he pitted the same lap as Leah, I think he was ahead, if I'm not mistaken.
He was ahead by about 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, I really want to know what happened there. Maybe they were so quick. Kiara's got another penalty.
I do know that the softs here drop off ridiculously fast, so it was probably just a massive undercut, if anything.
I think that must
the two Alpines have swapped places. Jack's got past Drastic Blaze. Don't know if you said that already.
Indeed. I wonder if that was maybe just down the start-finish straight. And, Blaze just letting through his teammate, of course, last week's race winner. And he's actually not far in front of SLR Lofty, who is on fresh mediums. I believe he just set the fastest lap not too long ago.
It's maybe what the Alpines are thinking
He's taking
here.
a lot of curb.
It's maybe what the Alpines are thinking here. Lofty's not got a penalty, and if they can at least get one of them to finish ahead of Lofty, as he's basically just pushing Drastic Blaze around the track here.
Is he going to try it in the tunnel, or maybe into the Nouvelle Chicane if he can get removed?
Oh,
that's interesting. That is not good.
Was Menz and Zach. Menz and Zach, and there's wing damage. Zach has lost his entire wing. Him and Menz, we completely missed it. We're going side by side in turn 1, and Menz has got past, but they do both have damage, indeed.
So just as I watched Lofty practically spin Drastic Blaze on the run down to the Nouvelle Chicane, there's another one as well, as Kiara's sped into the pit lane. Please don't retire. Please. Just keep on going. That's a point for McLaren. That's all we want. We had that yesterday. We had a driver who had got a lot of penalties and retired in the pits when there was only 9 drivers left in the session, which is a bit silly. That driver's no longer in SLR for other reasons, but that is very interesting. Hopefully we can get that somewhere. But yeah, when we're still back on that same battle, both of the AlphaTauris are fighting as hard as they can to get past the drivers ahead of them in slightly older times.
And in comes Menz, and in comes Zach's beast.
I think Lofty knows what happened last time, so he's just biding his time to get past. As I say that, I think he's just pushing Drastic Blaze through. He's not turning out early enough. So
did Lofty let Drastic Blaze go after that?
What has happened there?
He just rear-ended him again. It seems he's just got so much more confidence than Blaze, and just
I think that's either the lack of confidence or Blaze just got on the brakes way too early for the second part of the swimming pool, and that's caused Lofty a big bit of damage, big time. Zach's pit, that would have been damage. And look at that SLR Jack, who
he just appeared
has been
P5.
nowhere. He's just suddenly just gone up to P5 in a matter of seconds, or in a matter of laps. He's over a lap down, surely, right? Oh, he's not. He's not now. He's got back within a lap because after Massey's pit stop, of course, yes.
Where is Massey on track compared to
Massey's
Jack?
just coming through to the end of Sector 1 now.
And Jack's going through the tunnel.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of time, but he does have a raging JD Menz behind him. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely fine. Zaki's Beast has just got past Drastic Blaze.
Drastic Blaze let him go. He did let him go, so no penalties, and it's clearly a lot quicker. Like, Drastic Blaze is just right. Let's just Yeah. Oh, as
There's
Menz
just
is out. Menz is out. Menz has just lost
That
it
looks
on
like
the
swimming
exit of the
pool.
swimming pool. Yep.
Right, watch out, watch out. We don't want a repeat performance of earlier. I think that should be okay.
Yeah, it's far
if,
enough off
if
the
we've
racing
got
line
if we
to be
get
okay.
another casualty here, I will be stunned.
The next driver to go
also
through
it'll be
is
heavy.
Massey. So that's just the
Yeah,
one that
it's
needs to
fine.
make sure that it's
But
okay.
Evo's coming through next. Yeah, he's got through. He is off the racing line, which is the difference to what we had before. Drastic Blaze is pitting, and that means we're down to 9. We're 1 off of looking through the grid now. Lofty is on the brink of that. I think he needs to do a little bit of lifting and coasting at the moment, and he's kind of got a good opportunity to do that at the moment.
And Evo is still on that fuel light as well.
Yeah, I have a slight feeling we may get a potential similar situation to yesterday, when Kiara's gone. Kiara's binned it in the swimming pool. Oh, that's horrible stuff to see. And is it similar to? I didn't even see where that car was. Where is that car? Oh, it's
the
looks
same
like she's
kind of-
clattered the wall. Similar place to where Dodgy did it, I think. I think
Yep.
she clattered the wall on the outside. But again, she's off the racing line, and we're down to 8. And we asked ourselves, would we get as many retirements as we did yesterday? We've got more than yesterday. We're down to 8. We've had
all of these have
9
been crashes as well.
retirements.
All of these have been crashes.
Yeah, there's been no retirements in the pits either. There was a few yesterday that were retirements in the pits. I mean, that shows the Div 2 mentality that nobody will retire in the pits because...
We will
that's
crash
how
on track
we roll.
instead.
Exactly.
It's like, what is it? It's like a noble army. It's just like the most noblest thing is to die in battle, and that's what these drivers are doing.
Yeah, you don't give up. You put your all out there, and if it ends badly, then it ends badly, and that's what happened for 9 of these drivers.
I'll tell you something. By the way, Evo is gradually eating into that gap to Massey. He's really loving his medium tyres.
He's really been going into it, but I'm really questioning what Evo's strategy is going to be with this fuel problem that he may be encountering later on.
Is he aware that he has the issue? Is he aware that he has the fuel
as
issue?
well? Yeah,
like
that is also very true. I mean, he's still setting pretty decent lap times, but he's still eating into that gap to Massey.
He's eating into it big time now, and
yeah, has Massey got damage?
I don't know. I think maybe it's just the nerves setting in, and it's just like if you get kind of out of confidence in Monaco, the nerves set in, and
it's nothing visual.
You can't do anything.
It was last time. So it looks like we're going to have a battle for P1 and P2, and then a battle for 3 and 4. How exciting! And I'll tell you what, I don't think we're going to be too far from a battle for P5 and 6 either, looking at the tyre difference between Jack and Zach. That rhymes, nice.
And could we have another battle between Drastic Blaze and Lofty?
Yeah, could we have another battle between P7 and 8? To be fair, they've come together a few times already, Drastic Blaze and Lofty. I'm kind of hoping we don't, just in case we end up with less finishes than yesterday. Because, yeah, we've got more retirements, but we haven't got less finishes yet. We're on the same amount of finishes. And with 12 laps to go, I wouldn't put it past Div 2, as Evo's got a second penalty.
Oh, yeah. At the moment, it doesn't affect him, but of course it is. But of course, it is that just extra little bit of buffer that Massey might need over him.
Maybe, I think it is time. I reckon if I'm Evo, I would just play it slow now and chill.
Yeah. Although if he can get past Massey, looking at the way he's closed this gap, could he maybe be able to open up a bit more of a gap? I was just seeing he did lift and coast a little bit into turn 1 there, so maybe he's thinking about his fuel. Might be able to use that DRS and Massey.
Second now. If I'm Evo, I would just try and, as much as possible now, to save that fuel. And just stick behind him. Just try and make sure, of course you're going to try and make sure that you're still there, but...
I think he is trying to save it. I'm on board with him. It does look like he's trying to do a little bit of fuel saving. So maybe he has it under control.
As Klutzy's just said, it could just be the hard tyre that's the problem for Massey, because it is not at the fastest tyre of them, is it? So that could be the case.
Yeah, definitely that. Of course, Evo's pace forced him onto the hard tyre.
I don't know why I'm saying this, because I don't think it is a good idea. No, it's not good.
Oh, Zach's just got past Jack.
That was into turn 1. He's done another move into turn 1.
I don't know whether Jack just let him through because of penalties and stuff.
That could have been the case, yeah.
But
there is a technical three-way battle here, and Lofty's got a bit of a problem because he's right behind his team. He's on a lot quicker tyres because he's a lap down and he's come up to the back of his teammate. He has been for a while now. I did see him earlier, so he's not going to be gaining on Drastic Blaze because Drastic Blaze is going to be going quicker than Leah, who is at the head of this little train, because it's the battle for P3, and Lofty's just kind of sat at the back, hoping for something to happen, as Lofty's just sped into the pit lane. So he's decided what would be a good idea is to go maybe and pit now and go to the end on these tyres. Hopefully I don't go a lap down to Zach, and then when I do pit, and hopefully I'll be able to just catch back up to these guys.
Also maybe thinking about fastest lap as well. Oh, as Leah does make a bit of a mistake through.
I did notice that. I thought there was slightly different. I was on board with
as Evo's just lost it and has lost his wing. Evo's lost his wing.
So he has.
Where
was that? Nouvelle Chicane?
He just dropped it like on the exit of the Nouvelle Chicane. And that's big. And how much time will he lose, and will he get past
he's going to pit
and Dolphin?
If I'm Massey, I'd pit for softs now, personally.
Yeah, 100%.
Depends whether he wants to win this race by a massive margin and have a bit of an ego about him, a bit like what I had last season.
Or whether he wants fastest lap. Or if he wants to be like what Klutzy was last night and win the race by a massive margin and then have a massive, then have fastest lap as well and take all 26 points. Leah has also pitted. So it's Dolphin versus Evo. It's Dolphin versus Evo on pit exit. This is going to be so close.
I think, yeah, Evo's going to have him.
He's gotten away with it. He has just gotten away with it.
He has indeed. And yeah, Leah had a bit of wing damage. And I definitely think this opens it up. If I'm Massey, I'm going to pit at the end of this lap. Hopefully he doesn't have wing damage. And he should put on softs and go the distance.
I wonder how much wing damage Leah had, because he's lost the position to Zach now as well, and
so yeah,
just all of a sudden,
that is very costly.
Just all of a sudden,
he's not far off. Jack's not far off. I mean, Jack has gone almost the whole race.
And here we are.
I said it. There we go. Massey has pitted, and yeah, I mean, Evo just already gapped. Well, got a decent gap to Dolphin. He's definitely put a little bit of time on him. This is where we could see some drivers. There we go. Yeah, Massey's put on the softs, which is I'm surprised Evo didn't put on the softs. Maybe he didn't have a spare pair that had got a lot of damage on or something. But, yeah. Dodgy's just a warning Jester in the chat about the swimming pool chicane, and quite frankly, I agree. It is a bit of a warning. Let's look at that. Yeah, Evo has come out. Well, I should say Massey's come out about 6.5 seconds ahead of Massey. It may go a little bit slow, be a bit more cautious, but I think from about now he'll be going full speed again, and I'm sure Massey will be trying to get fast lap. And look at that massive gap he's got there. Evo will be pushing as well on this lap to try and maybe take fastest lap, but I wouldn't put it past Massey to perhaps grab it a little bit later on, maybe in a couple laps time. Of course, Leah may be thinking the same thing as well. He'll be going reasonably quick, I think, on this lap in particular.
They have a 1:10.9.
The gaps are big now. There's no one to watch. This is the problem we had last night in Div 1, that nobody was catching on others, and so it just ended up being a bit of a stalemate. And the problem is we've got here, which is worse than last night, is that the gaps that we have, the cars that are going to be quicker are the cars that are ahead. And so the only gap that I think I can kind of see that might be catching in is maybe Leah on Zach. And that's not even going to be catching massively because Zach's tyres are still quite young. As Leah's kind of hit that wall a little bit. I think he may have got a bit of damage from that. I think he did. He lost a lot of time to Zach. Evo has set the fastest lap, but Massey has kind of kept that gap as he is. I think he's just set the fastest in the first sector. I might be wrong, but he's definitely 5/10 up on his lap time. There's a yellow flag. Lofty is out,
and that is
we are down to 7. and then there were 7.
Oh, Massey is the first person to approach this, and he's going to be He's going to be pushing as hard as he can.
Lap.
He's going to be pushing as hard as he can to get that fastest lap.
I'm very worried for.
Oh, he's done well to avoid that.
Well done.
That's
that. And it's disappeared for Evo, fortunately. So Evo's gained about 2 seconds on Massey just from that. Oh,
but he hits the wall again.
And Evo's put it in the wall. I'm just riding on board with Evo as he does it. Oh no. That's a big bit of damage, and that might be warranting a pit stop as well.
I think he might have to. I think he might have to pit.
I think he may.
He's trying it. He's trying it, but I mean, I'm not so convinced. He's going to lose so much time there, and
yeah, I mean, he's going to lose a lot of time to Dolphin,
potentially even to Zach.
Up. Yeah, I think Zach's going to come out quite well with this because Dolphin's tyres are really old, and Zach is still catching him. And Leah's got damage, I think, as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits.
As now Evo's got his entire wing gone, and that is him straight in the pits. That's going to be him straight in the pits.
You would definitely think so now. Where was that? Was that coming out of Massenet?
Yeah, it was coming out of Mirabeau. He just.
Oh really?
Or was it? No, I think it was coming out of Massenet. Yeah, just on the left-hand side. I think he clipped the bump and just was understeering and stuff. But that puts Zach now at a podium, and he's made. How many pit stops has he made?
He has made 2. He's made 2.
Only 2. I think one of them was.
But he was the one that came through with that massive crash at the start. He was one of the 3 survivors of that massive crash on lap 2. I'm riding aboard Dolphin, just watching that gap just go, and look at that, he's right on the back of Evo as Evo pulls into the pits. And Dolphin will take provisional P2. Well, he will take P2.
And Zach, all of his Christmases have come early, as he's going to see himself come into P2 now, into P3 now, and he's got no penalties, and Evo has at least 2. So it is all opened up for Zach.
That is Zach. He's come out there, and on Evo, I think, is just coming out of the pits now. In fact, it's going to be quite close with Leah. And yeah, Leah has got Evo on the pit exit.
This race is so weird. Monaco is so weird.
This has been such a strange race. We're down to 7. Like, I know we're on reduced safety cars because we've only had 1 VSC again. And we had a 5-way crash. I thought maybe that would warrant a safety car even on reduced. But I know we are looking at it because basically at some tracks it's like heavily overpowered. There's a little bit of debris and suddenly you're a VSC.
I think it was like Mexico. There was loads of safety cars on standard, standard. But
we did those test races. We were testing out the new settings and we realised that we thought, no, is Evo going to go for a move?
Ooh.
I thought he just fully punted Leah through.
Yeah,
chicane.
I think Leah he went quite a defensive line, and Evo's clearly got so much more confidence
I think
than Leah.
That's going to be Leah's plan for the rest of this race, to be honest. I think Leah is carrying a little bit of underlying damage that we're not seeing.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jack's right back into this as well. He could be on for a top 4 here.
It's 24 lap old mediums. Still
he's going to go the race this week. We've only got 4 laps left, don't forget, as well. Who's got fastest lap? That's an interesting one that I haven't seen yet. Fastest lap is currently with SLR Evo.
Yep. Of course, Massey's fastest lap attempt failed, didn't it, because of not lofting.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Evo. He's trying it around the outside.
They're giving each other room.
He's going to be quicker. He's going to be on quicker tyres. And Leah looks like he's going to force it. No, he's not. He's going to be side by side again. Oh, no, he's backed out. Very well done. No, he hasn't backed out. He definitely hasn't backed out, and he's beached. He's beached on the
and he's reversed into
Jack.
No,
he's turned in on Jack. Oh, my word. He's just put Jack on the curb and given Jack a penalty. Oh, I have no clue what has happened there. And that's exactly what happened to Evo in the SLRT race. He went down the inside of somebody on lap 1 and got beached on that curb.
Yep, no one finished the Mexico test race. That is a good point.
That is true. No one did finish that race. I was the last finisher, and that was because I noticed that Clutzy retired in the pits and was the last one, so I thought, you know what, I'll just end it now. So I went full flat into it.
Also, Massey's now opened up a pit stop advantage on Dolphin all of a sudden, just about. And if he wants to, he can go for fastest lap.
I'm looking at where is Dolphin on the mini map? If I'm Messi, I'd pit and go for fastest lap.
Even if he comes out behind Dolphin, he'll beat him on penalties. So
yeah, true. I think it's worth it. I reckon it's worth it. Why not? I mean,
as Evo versus Lear is going to continue.
We're down to 7. I mean, if you're Alpine, you're going to be over the moon again. They've done really. Well, they had a massive input. They scored something like 35 points, of course, after Blazers win. I mean, sure, Blaze perhaps has not done the best today, but he's still in the race.
Yeah,
and that's got his team an extra 6 points there. And look at that, Evo's right on the back of Lear again, and it is only a matter of time. If it was anything like we had last time, I'm very scared that we could go down to 6.
Oh,
he's going to send it here? No way! Why would you send it? No, he's done it! How has Jack survived? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if I'm being, I don't really think that was either of those their faults, really. There was just a big cloud of smoke from Evo trying to recover his car, and he basically had nowhere to go, and then Jack's just come in and...
Wow. That is big. I mean, it's definitely not Jack's fault. That's one thing for sure. I don't think Evo really should have tried a move on the swimming pool chicane, personally. But, you know...
Oh yeah, absolutely. Completely agreed on that.
The try. Zach, I think Zach could get Oh no, we're only on 2 laps left. Never mind. I was going to say I think Zach could get second, but I think he's a bit too far off. In fact, has Massey? Oh no, Massey's tyres. I think his tyres have just dropped. He was 4 seconds down on that lap. I think Massey had a problem on that last lap.
I think he might just be cruising to the end, to be honest.
Yeah.
2 laps left.
Evo is now back on fuel, so that's good.
Yeah, he was back on fuel a few laps ago. He's clearly got that under control.
Yeah, he's managed to do that, so that's something at least. Maybe it's the amount of pit stops that he's had to do. So yeah, that's true as well. I reckon Evo's probably going to get fastest lap now. It's too late for Massey to pit, so Massey will not get fastest lap. I don't even know when it's going to finish, because that as well, Evo's got a time penalty. There's only going to be a couple more chances for these people to get fastest laps. It's all going to be very awkward as well, from depending on where they're going to finish. So, for instance, who is a lap down? Jack, Evo, and Blaze. So Massey has lapped everyone up to P4. I mean, there is only 7 drivers left in the race, but I still can't go there. So we've had 10 retirees from this race.
And they've all been crashes.
They've all been crashes. There's been no retiring in the pits. That's just mental. I'll tell you what, Zach is going ridiculously quick. He's going to get it. He's going to get P2. We're on the last lap now. I think he is. I think he's going to get P2.
He's got 0.4 of a second or so to make it up on Dolphin. And he's made a little bit of a mistake, but yeah, that interval is coming down and down.
But we're going to ride on board with Massey, and he's got SLR Jack just behind him, who's on an attempt at the fastest lap, which I don't think he'll get, because this is the last chance he'll get for it. But he's so close to the back of Massey, he's probably picking up a bit of dirty air. That was a big. I mean, that crash between Jack and Evo was a big one. And we come through now. Massey, the final couple corners, he won in Spain. No, he didn't. He won in China, and he wins again in Monaco. He missed out Spain, and he's out again. I don't believe he got the fastest lap. Evo, well, he keeps the fastest lap, I should say, but I don't believe he got it on that lap. Which means we're down to Dolphin and Zach. It looks like it's going to be Dolphin, but it's going to be tight. If there's any problems out of Zach,
I think Zach's got it. I think Zach's got it.
He takes it. He does by 1/10 of a session. Zach, second. Zach takes P2. Dolphin takes P3, which leaves just Leah and Blaze. Blaze crosses the line to come to P7, and we're on board with SLR Leah, the last man to cross the line. And I mean, this has just been such a mental race. We've got Massey, Zach, and Dolphin is your podium. Zach is Beast got another podium somehow, and here comes Leah to take P4. The last of the 7 finishes to cross the line, even though he finishes P4. And it's just been such a bonkers race.
Hopefully your audio wasn't included there.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I just realised Zach's come from 15th to 2nd. I just noticed that, I didn't even realise. Or 15th with wing
one of the
damage
ones that
lap
crashed
1.
in Q1.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, make sure all of you tick your boxes and we'll do the
yeah.
interviews.
I mean, that's just a madness of a race.
Yeah.
Now, 10 crashes, 7 finishes. I mean, that was that massive crash at the start, which no one can really explain what happened. Just pile up central, that was. And yeah, I mean, we'll start it off with the man that ended up in P3, which was SLR Dolphin. I said, let's watch out for the AlphaTauris today. And you did exactly that. I mean, talk us through how your race went. You were the one with the least amount of stops out of everyone.
Just sweaty.
It's a podium in the bag.
That was just sweaty. Yeah, oh man. I don't even know what's happened. I don't even know. I'm a bit lost for words. Fucking hell. Sorry for my language, but that was hard work, honestly. That was hard work. And well, Beast got me there at the end, which was I started taking it easy for thinking I had 35 seconds, and then he was herring up behind me. I was like, well, I don't know what's happened there. I've obviously got a bit overexcited and I was just so concentrating on the race. But yeah, I just took it easy, like just to get it home. I was just happy to finish the race, to be honest, let alone get a podium. I'm well chuffed for that, even though I lost out at second in the end.
It was a great drive. Well done. I mean, there was a few battles.
Getting stuck behind Leah really cost me in that. I thought Leah was pitting. I thought Leah was pitting, and obviously I was just like, just get out of the way. Why are you in my way? And then I realised about 10 laps later that he didn't have to pit. So that's another mistake on my part. Yeah. But I would have been a lot further up the road. But never. It doesn't matter. I'm well happy with a podium. It was good.
Yeah, well done.
Cheers, mate.
Sam, do you want to
well done, Massey and Beast.
Yeah, now on to the P2 man. Zach is Beast. Well, you crashed in Q1. You had no front wing after about turn 4. And you had no front wing about 20 laps into the race as well, and you're second. How do you feel about your race?
I'm shocked. I couldn't believe how much pace I had. Lap 1 was a disaster, so I pitted for hards, and I was going to try and make the hards to the end, but then I had that crash with the Alfa Romeo. Knocked my whole front wing off, so I pitted for the mediums. Dolphin was like 47 seconds in front of me. I don't know how I've caught up to the end, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just proves that you shouldn't give up at all. What do you think? Like after you had your accident in Q1, were you just kind of like dreading the race? Thought, oh no, I've just after one lap I've gone here. How am I gonna manage to the entire race? Like, kind of just talk us through kind of what happened there before, obviously, you had your drive.
Yeah, well, that crash in Q1 I was really annoyed about, but I've done it before from out of Q1. I've managed to fight back into the points. Lap 1, I just had to really focus and try and push every lap until I made it to the end. Never give up.
Yeah. And back-to-back podiums, of course. How do you feel this helps your season going forward? What are your aims just overall now? As it does seem like you definitely have a lot of pace, especially closing that massive gap.
Yeah, I will try and get that championship, but we'll just see how. We've still got a lot of races left, and we'll just see how it unfolds.
Yeah, great drive from yourself anyway, and I'm pretty sure you've been voted as driver of the day as well. So,
Thank you.
well done on that.
Dolphin.
Alright, well, yeah, well done to Zach, and we move on to the man that was just about in the championship lead before today, and will extend that lead with a fantastic drive today to Massey F1. I mean, you won China on Wednesday night, and you've won again tonight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I got a bit lucky in early on when Men's sort of on the VSC restart. He didn't. I don't know. I don't think whether he didn't react or whether his VSC didn't go at the same time as mine, but he just didn't go. So that was sort of the race winning moment, really, because he at one point I think got wing damage and had to pit and was blocking everyone else for me. So I was at that point. Yeah, I was just making sure I stayed out the walls because I had Golden Egg Fryer helping me when after he retired, telling me where the incidents and the crashes were. So I just said to myself, well, as long as I keep it out of the wall, I don't need to be the fastest. I just need to keep it out of the wall because I think Evo was when he caught me up so fast. I was quite. I mean, he was unlucky when he spun. I think he would have. I didn't fancy having that pressure on me for the second half of the race. So, but yeah, it's I'm over the moon with that because that's 2 races now where I've not particularly been the fastest, but I've come away with the win. So yeah, that's all I can keep doing really is let other people make mistakes and I'll keep consistent.
Not bad start for yourself. There's two wins from 3, and you got your because you didn't race last week. But how about Baku? How are you feeling about Baku next week? What's your plan for that?
Same as this. I'm not a big fan of street circuits, so I was just hoping that I could get to the end, see if I could get a podium. And yeah, when Men made his mistake and Evo made his mistake, I was happy there. So if I can aim for the same thing in Baku, get to the tracks I do like, then it's looking good, isn't it? So yeah, good for Williams, good for myself.
Yeah, congratulations on the win.
Cheers.
It's another good 25 points in the bag, and
Thanks.
yeah, good luck for next time out. Well, thank you very much for watching, and well done to the podium 3, Massey, Zach, and Dolphin. And you've got to mention as well that the rest of the grid that actually finished the race, the other 4 drivers that weren't on the podium. So well done to everyone that finished the race. It was really survival of the fittest out there, and it means that out of the 2 races so far, we've had 33 drivers take part, if my maths are correct, and we've had 15 finishes. So that's a pretty good start to the weekend, and we'll just see how it continues on for the rest of the weekend. Join us in just about over an hour's time, literally an hour and 3 minutes time for Division 3, and we'll be back around Monaco. And then we've got, again, the McEwen Division on Sunday night, and that will be a very good watch as well. I'm sure that there's plenty of very quick drivers that will be really looking forward to get their teeth sunk into that. Yeah, well done to everyone that drive. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pretty hectic one, and definitely one to savour. A few amazing overtakes that I've seen on that track. I've been very impressed with some of the driving today, even though there wasn't that many finishes. Yeah, well done, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Are we off air yet?